Cancer, I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, January 15th to Monday, January 22nd, 2018. Now what's going on this week, Cancer, is that we have a new moon happening right here in Capricorn on Tuesday. Okay, and Capricorn for you is your 7th house of partnerships, relationships, usually of the one-on-one variety. Okay, could also include what contracts, if you're signing any contracts, of course the court system comes into the 7th house, and some negotiation. So there's some new beginning coming in this week, I want to say, in your relationships and the way that you relate to people or work with people one-on-one in some way coming in here. Okay, I think what's been going on is that for maybe the past few days and weeks, you've been trying to change your relationships in some way recently, of course, with the Pluto coming in here in your 7th house. With Pluto making a sextile to Jupiter here in your 5th house of happiness, I think you've been trying to change your relationships so that you can be happier in some way or do something that it is that makes you happy. Okay, 5th house also rules passion projects and entrepreneurial ventures. If you have any of those, it also rules kids and romantic relationships. So I think you've been trying to rearrange some of your relationships here so that you can be happier, you can work on some project that's really important to you in some way. Okay, and just find more of the joy in your life coming in. And I think with the new moon here on Tuesday, it being a really big beginning here for you to start to step into some of these changes you've been making in relationships in some way, and to be happier in your life, hopefully, now that you've rearranged some of your relationships to accommodate some of those things that it is that you enjoy. Okay, so that's what I think is going on here. While that's happening, okay, and while you're making changes with your relationships to do something more of what it is that you enjoy and really step into these changes, there could be some unexpected things that come up right here where Uranus is. Okay, and that for you is in your 10th house of career, with the sun making a square to Uranus this week. So as you're trying to change your relationships to be happier, there could be some unexpected thing that comes up in regards to your career or your life direction that you will then have to integrate into your relationships. If it's not an unexpected thing that is coming up, perhaps you yourself are wanting to break free from an old career, break free from an old life direction so that you can express yourself more authentically, and are having to work that out with other people as well. Okay, so it's not just changing relationships to be happier, but changing your relationship so that you can have the right people on board with you and in the right ways, so that you can point your life in the right direction, create the reputation that it is that you want to move up in the world here, and have the career too that it is that's really important to you in some way. It could be a little bit difficult to bring other people on board with where it is that you see your life going, but I think doing your best to bring those two together is ultimately going to help you. All right, it's going to help you here where Chiron is in your 9th house of something new, because we do have the sun not only in a square with Uranus, but also in a very pretty sextile to Chiron, saying anything you can do to rearrange your relationships to be happier and to get on board with some new life direction that it is that you have here, or some life direction that you have, is going to help you to find more of the passion in your life, to find more of the excitement that you want, and to do something new perhaps that you have not done before. Okay, working and rearranging your relationships with other people can also help you here with the Chiron thing, to do more traveling, to study something that you have not done before as well, and to just be more excited about life coming in. Okay, so I think it's very important that you work with other people here and rearrange some of your relationships so that you can be more free to do something very good for you, I think, with the 5th and the 9th house coming in, and to be happier and do something you enjoy. Now, as you're doing all of this stuff, all right, working with other people, trying to rearrange some big things in your life so you can do something new, there could be some hurt feelings that do come up later in the week on Wednesday. Okay, that's because on Wednesday we do have Mars here in your 5th house of happiness in a trine with Chiron in your 9th house of something new. So as you're starting to rework some things and some people in your life so that you can do something new, maybe you're feeling uncertain about this new thing towards the middle of the week, worried here that you can't be happy doing something new, perhaps that you can't be happy traveling or studying, that it's going to be hard for you to do a new passion project that it is that you're working on, or to work with your kids if you have any kids and do in different ways. there could be some uncomfortable feelings that do come up there in regards to that halfway through the week. Okay, so it's almost like we're feeling good, we're making some changes in our life to do something that we really want, and then finally we start to get to the point where we have to live those changes, and now we're hurt and we're worried that we can't do what we want and that it's uncomfortable. Okay, and I think at the middle of the week, needing to not let all of that get you down, okay, and to keep pushing through to do some new thing that it is that you want, and to step into a life that you think is better and more authentic for you in some way. Okay, because I think towards the end of the week, after maybe sitting with some uncomfortable feelings here, being a little worried about something that we're doing, there is an opportunity, I want to say, to communicate better and to get some understanding of what is happening with you. That's because on Saturday, we have Mercury here in your 7th house of relationships that then is also going to make a sextile to Neptune. So at the very end of the week here, I think there's going to be some good communication that's going to come in here with other people to help you open up some doors to do something new that it is that you really need to do, to travel, to explore, to find more of the passion in your life that it is that you need. Okay, and maybe needing to sit with some uncomfortable feelings during the middle of the week here so that you can better refine and understand what it is that you're doing, and better get people on board with you to help you feel more comfortable about what all is going on. All right, so that's what's happening this week. Then at the very end of the week, I want to say it actually is going to happen around what, Thursday and Saturday here. Venus on Thursday and then the Sun on Saturday are both going to move here into Aquarius, which is going to be your 8th house of changes coming in. Sorry, this chart is getting kind of messy. So after you have rearranged your relationships here so that you can feel better and do something that you want and be more authentic, all right, and after you, I think, start to move forward on a new project of yours that you enjoy and communicate better with people, then at the very end of this week and into next week, it becomes time for you to actually live these changes with relationships that you've been making, to actually do this thing that you've been trying to figure out for so long. Okay, and go forward with that. It also comes a time in the 8th house towards the end of the week to start to get really, really intimate with the relationships that you have decided that you do want or with the changes that you've made to your relationships. It's then time to get even deeper to understand those relationships even better. Okay, when it comes to the 8th house, well, it could bring some instability here as you begin to totally rearrange your life in some way to bring more happiness into it and to do something new. There could be lots of changes that come in here as well towards the end of this week into next week. And also when you get the 8th house, some big financial investments coming in as well. All right, but needing to make sure that your relationships are where you want them to be, that you have your relationships worked out, and that you're doing something that you know resonates with you deep down before you can feel much better here, beginning to build on and get really messy with all these things that you have decided, and to really get your hands dirty here and dig in deep to some things that are important to you. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week, Cancer. Now your card for the week, I love this, is the Page of Pentacles, Cancer. This is a card to me of new money sources happening, of more stability, which is kind of funny that this could indicate more stability coming into your life when we do have the 8th house indicated here coming in at the end of this week. But I think what you're trying to figure out here is how you can start to build on some things that are going on with you, some changes that it is that you're making, how you can put your life in the best place possible to give you a good foundation of which to start from, in which to move forward here. And I think you're trying to build a life that resonates with you more truly deep down here so that you can unlock some other doors to have more of the relationships that you want, get more of the money that it is that you need, and find more stability. Because this is a page, just know that everything isn't going to be taken care of overnight. It's not like all of a sudden you're going to wake up tomorrow and all your financial needs are going to be taken care of and your life is going to be super stable. This is the card of a process. You're starting this week to begin to create a life that's better for you, that can last, that perhaps can bring in more income for you, but it's going to take some time in order for you to really get there and see the fruits of all your labor, especially with the 8th house coming in. There may be lots of changes that you may have to make to your life as well before you can start to feel like you're hitting your stride, you're doing what you need to do, and like you're in a better place, but that it's coming if you just stay the course. Okay, so that's what I have for you this week, Cancer. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later. bye.